Yes, so this is our next question from IGCSE paper 4. I write here, this is our IGCSE chemistry, okay, paper 4. Then, paper, now let's say, what is that? Calcium oxide lime is made by heating limestone. They have already given us the thermal decomposition equation. Now they are asking us whether the reaction is exothermic or endothermic, and we have to explain it as well. It means just mentioning endo or exo won't get us the mark. So what is that? That is basically endothermic. Endothermic is what? Endothermic means heating is required. Endothermic, because heating is required for that. Heating is needed, heating is required. Now, the reaction they say is it is reversible. What information do you see here which is showing us that the reaction is reversible? So we can see here, this is the arrow which is actually pointing in both directions. So we know that this reaction is reversible. Now, here they have given us the diagram of the furnace. What do they want us to do? They want us to do on the diagram, write the letter C to show where the waste gases exit the furnace. Okay, so we are going to use C, right? So where it is that waste gases, they are actually going to exit here when we see, right? Then, they are saying I'll show where the lime is removed from the furnace. So lime is actually removed here. So yeah, these are two of the points where it is done. Now, we will move on to the next part of the question. Now we have the next part of the question. So what are they asking us? Suggest a reason for adding coke, carbon to the furnace. So this is what? For heating. Okay, so whenever we see, we say for heating, what does it means? We want to raise the temperature. Is it right? For heating, or you can say to produce high temperature. This is what coke does for the furnace, not only in this reaction, but other reactions like extraction of carbon, extraction of zinc. This is what, this is the job of coke in the furnace. Then explain why farmers use lime to treat acidic soil. So when we are talking about explain why farmers use lime to treat acidic soils, what are we going to say? Because of course plants, they are not going to grow well if the soil is too acidic. So that is why farmers need to neutralize the acid. Okay, do not plants do not grow well in acidic soils. So when they do not grow well in acidic soils, farmers, they need to neutralize. They need to neutralize the acidic soils. Then only they will be able to help the plant to grow well. Yes, since this is the connected question, so we will go for that. They say limestone is used to manufacture cement, and the limestone, it is mixed with clay and heated to 1500 degrees Celsius. Then it is mixed with calcium sulfate and crushed. So describe the test for sulfate ions. Whenever we are talking about sulfate ions, what comes to our mind? That we are going to use barium salt. Okay, then only it is going to form barium sulfate, because we already know that barium sulfate is insoluble. So means we are going to use aqueous barium nitrate, aqueous barium nitrate, barium nitrate. What's the formula? BaNO32. You may also use aqueous barium chloride as well. Okay, make sure aqueous. Okay, the solution you are going to use. So what will happen? What will be the result of it? It is gonna give you white precipitate. White precipitate. So this is one of our anion. This is test for sulfate, right? SO42 minus, which is actually our anion. Okay, then concrete is a mixture of cement, silicates and water. So here part of the structure of a silicate is shown. They are asking us to deduce the formula. You can actually, do simply silicon. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically you have 6 silicon atoms, and oxygen, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically you have 12 of oxygen atoms. So you may write Si6O12, or you may also give the simplest ratio of it, SiO2. Both ways you will be able to get the mark. Yes. Okay, now here we have the last part of the question here. What are they asking? They are asking us in E part, concrete contains small amounts of calcium oxide, calcium hydroxide, which is strongly alkaline. So what do you think what the pH is going to be? So we already know strongly alkaline, so it is going to be pH 12. Then, what do we have to do next? We have to complete the chemical equation for the reaction where calcium hydroxide is reacting with calcium carbonate. Carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate. So what else will be the product? And the other product is going to be water, H2O. And then finally, what is that? Lime water is an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide. A teacher left an open beaker of lime water in the laboratory. After a week, the solution in the beaker was pH 7 and a white precipitate. pH 7 and white precipitate is observed. Using information in E1 and 2, E1, E2, okay, we can answer this question. In E1, they had already told us that calcium hydroxide, which is alkaline. Calcium hydroxide, which is alkaline. We know that. Then, we saw this calcium hydroxide, it was reacting with carbon dioxide, which is actually acidic. So it means when they are reacting, what happens? Neutralization reaction occur, right? They neutralize. Neutralization reaction occur, right? Because they both neutralize each other effect. So that is why you see that the pH actually, it falls from pH 12 to 7, isn't it? What else they say? White precipitate. This white precipitate is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate is formed, and that is why you will be able to see this white precipitate.